The Rams are good. I don't know about the best team on paper ever, but, you know, the Bengals are going to make it work. And the two reasons for this is Joe Burrow and Evan McPherson. If we're talking about the two guys that I have the most confidence in out of everybody on the field, it's these two guys.
Quinnipiac women's team is it's a storied program. Trish has been here for over 25 years, and it's won a couple MAC championships in recent years. Great players, but how good is Mackenzie DeWeese compared to those others?
The season's coming to a close. What does this team have to do to win an ECAC title?
It's all about the power play.
Now, what do they have to do to fix up that power play?
So their biggest issue is they don't take enough shots.
Look, I have you beat on that one. It's another Arizona guy. I can't beat the 92%. I won't beat that. But a 30-point monster performance from Benedict Mathurin in that same TCU game. He had 2 monster offensive rebounds.
And the East is wide open, so why not have it be Miami?
Miami's good. And Miami is the #1 seed, so I get why you'd want to pick them. But I'm going to go with the reigning champs. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
If that's not the perfect recipe for a run in March, I don't know what is.
The perfect recipe is what Purdue's got cooking. I mean, Purdue's got 90% of their minutes played and over 90% of their points scored from last season returned for this season.
Blocking shots is one of the best ways to defend the rim in basketball. For many of the top basketball programs in college, they have at least one elite rim protector. For UConn men's basketball, they've had a shot blocker average 2 blocks per game in 17 of the 22 seasons since the century mark. This year, it's Isaiah Whaley doing it. So if you see this at a basketball game this year, it's probably Isaiah Whaley.
Loves the 94-foot style. He's rejected this time by Whaley.
Back in the 2017-18 season as a freshman, Whaley played 30 games starting 12th, but after UConn head coach Kevin Ollie was fired, Whaley found himself at the bottom of new head coach Dan Hurley's rotation in his sophomore year. Fast forward to last season, and Whaley not only became a full-time starter, but he established himself as an elite shot blocker in the Big East. After averaging 2.6 blocks per game, he and St. John's Posh Alexander won the Big East Co-Defensive Player of the Year. Now in his 5th and final season, Whaley was deemed invaluable by Hurley. He's averaging 2.2 blocks per game and joins former UConn standouts Emeka Okafor, Hashim Thabit, and Andre Drummond as a few of the players to average at least 2 blocks per game for the program. In the team's most recent game against Xavier, Whaley had 4 blocks, his 6th game this year with at least 4. The Big East tournament is a few weeks away. For UConn to win the title, Whaley will likely have a big contribution. I'm Brendan O'Sullivan, QNN Sports. The play-in tournament is set as the Brooklyn Nets will host the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. The Brooklyn Nets are the 7th seed as of right now and will play the 8th seed Cavs, but both teams did finish 44-38. Nets did win the season series 3-1, including a win last Friday. The winner will play the #2 Boston Celtics, and the loser will play the winner of the Hawks and Hornets for the 8th seed officially. The Brooklyn Nets will have a full-force offense with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant playing. Ben Simmons will remain out as he did all season long. The Cavs big man, all-star big man, Jarrett Allen will remain out with an injury, an untimely injury at that, because the defense is led by him and anchored by him. It's the 5th least points allowed in the NBA. So the Nets will absolutely attack the paint and look to take advantage of this injury. Reporting for QNN Sports, I'm Brendan O'Sullivan.
He is the best player since Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks. So I think the Knicks should hold off on trading the star. You know, he just had a season where he's averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, great efficiency. I think you have to give him a shot to turn this season around, show that he still cares and wants to be in New York, especially after signing such a big deal. I don't think you could give up on someone after committing over $100 million in 4 years to someone like this.
I love your optimism.
We'll move to the Eastern Conference for a Sunday afternoon showdown between the Nets and the Celtics. We'll jump right to the end of the first half. Jason Tatum guarded by Kyrie Irving. Tatum's crossing him over, get to the middle of the paint, and gets a nice floater. Friendly touch on the rim. We'll skip ahead. Third quarter, Celtics down 1. Al Horford finds Tatum for the 3-point shot right at the top of the key. Tatum, same spot, Kyrie guarding him this time. Bang, another 3. That's a
pretty big shot, and the Celtics fan base is loving that one. Now, Nick Claxton gives a chance on stopping Tatum, and that's just not happening. Nick Claxton cannot stop Tatum right now. He'll try again, though. Like, he'll get crossed, though. Tatum breaks out the dribble moves and slips in for the easy two. Nick Claxton just not having a good day. Marcus Smart's loving it. Here we go. Jaylen Brown gets the ball. Al Horford finds Tatum for a three. Nope. He'll split the defense, and who other than Nick Claxton to just get bodied right there? Not sure how that's not an and one, but we'll look at that again. Absolute terrible day for Nick Claxton, but if we're talking about a good day, Jason Tatum finishing with 54, 126 to 120. Celtics win, and him and his former teammate Kyrie Irving sharing a moment post-game. That's my guy. That's Benedict Mathurin. And for the Knicks, they got to draft this guy. So we'll transition right into the prospects as well. Benedict Mathurin obviously having a great year, but the prospect who solidified their #1 pick status, it's got to be Chet Holmgren. Like, there's nothing that he could really do to change that at this point with having a tremendous season that he's had, but he's 7 feet, 195. The frame is a little bit of a concern, but there's too much potential there with how much he impacts the court on the perimeter, in the paint, blocking shots, pushing it in perimeter. He does too much just not to go #1. Absolutely, but I am surprised you didn't pick Brady. Tom Brady returning from retirement, that's my biggest move in free agency. I know it's not a free agency move, and it's just the biggest news that happened. I mean, the best quarterback of all time, one of the best athletes of all time, as hard as it is to say it from New York, the dude, there's nobody else has done it like him. Him coming back and playing at the same level that he did as last year, which you got to expect at this point, he's going to ball out again for a 23rd season and be one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best players in the NFL, once again at age, 45 now?
Yeah.
Like
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.